Woonsocket Mill fire. An 8-alarm blaze destroys a century-old building piece by piece.
Tonight, investigators tell us a blowtorch is to blame, but the cause accidental. 2 firefighters were hurt. Their injuries are not serious.
A new owner had just purchased the old mill with plans to move his company there and hire new workers. Now he's working with the insurance company to figure out what to do next.
Neighbors are still recovering from the shock and the heat. The mix of warm weather and no power turned up the heat for hundreds of nearby residents. And tonight, they're also being asked to limit their water use.
We have in-depth coverage tonight. Eyewitness News reporters Alex DePrado and Erin Kennedy are standing by.
We begin with reporter Sean Daly, who is live in Woonsocket with the Blackstone Valley Mobile Newsroom.
This was once one of the largest rubber factories in the world. Now firefighters are still putting out hot spots a day after a massive fire destroyed this old mill. It was a display of flames and smoke that could be seen and smelled from miles away. But luckily, the fire burned very hot and very quickly, and the building collapsed in on itself. Only 2 firefighters suffered only minor injuries, and neighboring structures survived.
I'm amazed that they did not lose any of the surrounding residential structures. They did a fabulous job here last night, that they held it to where it was. But you could have lost a half of a neighborhood here.
This mill was more than 100 years old. A new owner was in the process of rebuilding it when workers using a torch to salvage pipes yesterday made a horrible mistake.
We believe that the most probable cause for the ignition of this fire was heat from a welding torch that was being used to cut pipe in the building during a salvage operation.
Investigators say workers are required to get a permit when doing what is known as hot work. But incredibly, the requirement lacks the teeth of any penalty.
It's not so much a requirement other than it's something that they're supposed to do. There is no enforcement, no penalty to it afterwards. It might have just been something that he was not aware of. Maybe we can publicize that.
This is a teachable moment, if ever there were one. A fire that could have wiped out many buildings around here, caused by a lack of strong rules that might have prevented this fire. Live in Woonsocket with the Blackstone Valley Mobile Newsroom, Sean Daly, Eyewitness News.